Monkeys, which is our small stuff, which is great for the kids. We have your standard black cats, everybody loves them. We have our Happy Bombs, which is about 220 lady fingers all together to go off all at once. Then we have our M70s, which is our bigger firecrackers, and our little dynamites, which is our other singles. These are both waterproof. M70s float, little dynamites sink. We also have our smoke section, which we've got a large variety, including smoke grenades, our desert smoke, which is a white smoke, and our 5-minute smoke, which is another white one. We have daytime smoke, which is fun for just hanging out with the fam, and all your colored smoke balls. And then we get to our sparkler section. We have our gold sparklers, and then we have bright neon ones and other neon colors. And then we have our morning glories, which have more of a spray effect rather than a spark effect. And then we get our fun kids stuff, which I personally adore. We have our jumping jacks, our utter chaos, which fly all over the place, which leads to lots of fun times. Whistling chasers. We have pooping elephants and we have pooping dogs, which who doesn't like animals that poop? Then we have our snakes and our cracker balls and our magnum flashers. Great, standard, everybody loves it. We've got some attack tanks, booby traps, which is all the Polings fireworks, champagne poppers, and of course you can't have a fireworks display without your snaps. Our adult version, which is our torpedoes, and our super snaps for the little kids. Here we've got our handheld fountains, which are just kind of like a spray effect. We have lightsabers and swords. We also have lots and lots of Roman candles. We have your regular color ball Roman candles with a bang, our crackling Roman candles, fever pitch, which is a very loud whistling Roman candle, and then we have the pimp stick and Gatlin pack, which both have different kinds of fireworks displays as well as they're a bigger diameter, a little bit more of a kickback. And then we get into the big Roman candles, which go from 60 shots all the way up to 196 shots. Very big, very loud, very fun. And then over here, we've got rockets. Your Texas Pop rockets are your standard bottle rockets. Longer stick because those are the ones that are now legal. Then we have the rest of our rockets, which have King Cobra and Air Force One, which both have just kind of like a white burst. King Cobra also has a willow effect. Then we have When Pigs Fly, which are lots of fun. Our big bomb rockets and our big and bad. Each one of those, there's 3 different types of varieties that, of course, you can stand on our black cat machine over there and watch the whole display. Go. All right, so these are all of our fountains. We have your small cone fountains, which have varying heights. Quicksilver bubbles and quick fountain and jumping jacks have different effects with them as well as the fountain. Then we have Killer Bees and Super Soldiers, which have sparks that come out here and here as well as the top. And they have the bees that fly out. Always a fun time. And then we have all of our fountains. This is Frozen in Time, Lucky Star, On a Roll. Every one of them has a little bit of a different show. Little Big Show is my personal favorite. It has literally everything in it. It has the small fountain as well as the higher up fountains. But then for those people who don't quite like a lot of noise, we have Quiet. It's an absolutely silent fountain. Pretty good actually. And then we have Nitro Oxide and 121 gigawatts, which are a little bit louder than that. Joker and Frickin' Frack are special in that they have their eyes glow and their mouth glow at the end of their fountain display. From the Heart is a nice pink effect one. And then as we go along here, they get bigger and better. This one has a spinning kind of effect. This is all purple. We have a variety pack, which is always exciting because you can kind of change it up every once in a while. And then Energizer is our 5-minute fountain. It's really, really cool. It's one of my favorites of the big stuff. And then Brooklyn Bridge is another really long, fun time one. For people who really don't like to pick out their own fireworks, we have lots of assortment packs. We have our kids pack, which is always fun for little kids. Lots of small stuff, some fountains, but not many. Family packs, we start having bigger fountains. In Pyro pack, we include your sparklers and a Roman candle, as well as some like smaller aerials. Pyro pack, and then Pyro 3 has even more of that variety. Once you hit Stars and Stripes, that's when we start getting a little bit bigger aerial tubes. And Pyro Party is a start of artillery included. So this one has artillery shells. American Party Pack have even more bigger, greater aerial stuff, as well as some fountains. We're starting to transition from our fountains into our aerials. Doomsday is fun. Party Pack 6. A lot of times our biggest difference in our party packs are big brand versus Black Cat brand. And then we have the Great Max. This is our Big Brother's great everything you could possibly want. We have our 24 canister shells, one of the greatest Brother artillery pack that you can get, as well as all of our big 500 gram cakes, as well as some of the 200 gram cakes that we also sell individually. So similar to the Max, we have the Godfather. This is great if you have hours upon hours upon hours to spend lighting off fireworks. This one, while the Max had a lot of really big stuff, this has a bunch of small stuff. This has a lot of 200 gram cakes here. We have some Saturn missiles included. We have Fiesta, which is our zipper right up in the tiny bit. And then we have a couple of our 500 gram cakes down there and a pack of artillery shells, as always. But the Godfather is a great Black Cat variety pack. A lot of people will pool their money together and the whole family will buy this. But we do have our select people that raise a lot of money just to get the Godfather. So our 200 gram cakes are lots of fun. We have some of them that are a mix of fountain and aerial, like Garden and Spring. And then we have some that have specialty effects, like shark bait. If you remember in explosions where the fireworks kind of like swirl out in all different directions, those are what we call fish. This is all fish style. And we have our Twillos, and then we have just colored balls, but like 48 and 16, 36. Then we have some really fun zipper effect ones, like Fiesta here. It'll go back and forth, so you have to make sure you have the right side pointed towards the audience so you don't get them hurt. Once we get to Silver Screen and Shockwave, that's when we start getting into our kind of bigger 200 grams. Paparazzi is one of our best sellers. It has a lot of glitter effect to them. This is one that everybody likes to scan and watch the whole display, which is always a fun time. Fountain and Finale is mostly a fountain with a couple of high shots at the end, which is why we have it with our 200 gram. And then Jaws is another one of our really popular ones. Mechanical Bug is actually Mr. Nelson's, his daughter, Lauren. This is one of her favorites. It's a great one to just kind of relax and hang out. And that's all of our 200 grams. These are our 500 gram cakes. We have a couple of them that are our value cakes, still just as good as all of the rest of them, but we thought we'd give them a fair budget. So if you could buy 4 of them, it's only $100 total, which includes Cowboy Chaos, Perfection, and Scripted. As we go, we have a couple of them that we call our Black Cat HD. Those are our more vibrant colors with bigger noise and they're extra loud. And that's Diamond Splitter, Silver Salute, A Tony, and then we have some of them that are all single color, like our There'll Be Blood, which is all red. As we move along, a lot of these are available on YouTube to watch, which is always really great. But every once in a while we get a brand new style to come in, like Miami Nights just came in for our 4th of July season. That one has a special just because we have pastels for the first time, otherwise we have very vibrant colors. As we move along, we have a whole, like you see, we have a whole bunch of 200 and every single one of, or 500, and every single one of them is slightly different. They have different effects, like Top Gun is high explosion with strobes and mines. This one had a picture somewhere. This one is a really great one that I personally like to go for. I had one of our big sellers come in specifically looking for our Firework Hornet. He thought it was great. Stroke and Aces is awesome. Wind-up, if you're not going to spend a whole lot of money, while $50 is still fairly expensive, Wind-up is one that I always like to go with because it has a variety of everything in there. And then we have blonde joke and soft listen. The whole shebang are big kind of barrel, not as many shots, they're gonna be a lot more loud. And Contraband is known for our loud shots. As we move this way, we have, of course, more 500 grams. Open Fire is one that we've sold out almost every single season. It's one of our most popular cakes. Then we have, oh look, more cakes. Royal Salute's really good, and so is Rocket Science. American Outlaw is different. It's pretty good, but it's just different. Vampire Blood, this one has a lot of red and glitter and kind of arcade and falling effect. My personal favorite on this side is Massive Neon. These ones have multicolored stars and are very, very, very colorful, which is really fun to just see. Big Pimpin', that was one of the very first ones that I was recommended when I started working here by the owner's daughter. And then we have Maker Scream, Shark Fight, Agent Orange, Gravitron. This one has a spiral effect. So kind of like Fiesta, which went back and forth, this one goes in a spin effect. Double Trouble's good. And then we get into our bigger shot ones. Time Trap is another one that the person who came and spent a lot of money, he bought, I think, 4 of those. Show in a Box has everything, and it has 21 shots, it has a fountain, it has mines, it has color changing, anything you'd want possible in one box. This is where we get to our zipper stuff. We have 185 shot, a 145 shot. We Will Rock You is really good. Out of the Bang is pretty good. It has a lot of crackling and whistling, so if you want noise, that's where you want to go. Oblivion is the closest to the one that we sold out of Iron Dome. Oblivion is really, really cool and has a variety of big shots and small shots. And then we have our large zippers, 312 shots. Multiplicity is our multiple color ones, while Synchronicity is just red, white, and blue. So over here we have artillery shells. We have our really basic ones, which is just 6 colors and 1 shot, or in different shells. Then we have Whistling and Crackling. We have Burning Rings of Fire, which is a cool one that has double rings in it. Then we have Bar and Maximum Load. These ones are really loud ones that are really pretty. And then we have Chameleon shells, which are really cool because they change color mid-air. So we have like blue to red, yellow to red, or purple to green. Chasing Tail is cool in that it has different effects, but it's unison and that has the tail effect. Double D and Triple Neon Break are both really cool in the fact that you can light it once and you'll have multiple effects. Double Ds will have 2 effects while Triple Break has 3. And then this is when we get to our canisters. Canisters and shells are a little bit different. These ones are a lot bigger, will have more noise to them. And these are our neon ones, and then we have a red, white, and blue one. Then we have our 5-inch neon 60-gram shells. Those include the tubes and everything that you can need. Aftermath is really cool, but Quest is one of our most popular ones. The Quest and the Diablo. Right over here, Diablo that's one that I actually got for my graduation present, and we went and shot it off to my family. But each of our canisters will include 4 tubes in them, as well as 24 shots, and all of them have 60-gram shells. Then we have our larger variety artillery shells. We have Hercules, which has double and single and canister. And then we have Pro Gold, which has single, double, canister, and triple, which is always really cool. And then right next to it, we have our 3-inch diameter 9-shot cakes, I will call them. This is a light one, and you can see the whole display, but because it's such a big diameter, it's very loud, which is awesome.